Okay, question number 11. Who have been the victims of rich people? James chapter 5 verses 4 through 6. Look, the wages you failed to pay the workmen who moved your fields are crying out against you. The cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord Almighty. You have lived on earth in luxury and self-indulgence. You have fattened yourselves in the day of the slaughter. You have condemned, murdered innocent men who have not been opposing you. Okay, who are the victims of the rich people? If you're living in luxury and self-indulgence. Luxury and self-indulgence. Those are a couple things to be aware of. I'm thinking like Lamborghinis, and I mean, I'm not against somebody owning a Lamborghini if they can, but you know, when you wake up and you just do everything to please yourself for personal pleasure. You build your own houses to live in. You buy your own cars. You buy your fancy clothes and 500 pairs of shoes. And I mean, I know people like that. And then they condemn others. But if you give everything you have to the poor and you have nothing left, I reckon when you stand before the Father, hopefully it'll make a difference that you were willing to lay all of that down. You know, what's amazing to me is the more that you lay things down in life and continually depend on the Father, it's just, it's hard sometimes. Faith, walking by faith, like believing God for the impossible and not being able to see where it's coming from. And in the midnight hour, Him coming through, that's always a overwhelming, sensational feeling when there's nothing and God brings the provision in the midnight hour. But I gotta say, here's something that I've asked the Lord, and He knows that I asked this. To me, the best car is one that starts, and maybe, you know, if it can have an air conditioner or a heater, that's really great too. You know, if it can get you from point A to point B, that's really all that matters. I know what it's like to pray for your car to get from point A to point B, or that's rough times, or to pray, you know, having your utilities shut off and not being able to pay your rent, and, you know, not having gas money. Man, I can remember my grandparents just in the midnight hour coming and bringing me, you know, $5 just to get my kids to church. Anyway, just give freely and out of love.